Okay, everyone. So this is going to be my seascape, and I'm going to be using a lot of opaque inks for the colors up here. But for the bottom, I'm going to do some textured sand. So what I have is this isn't actually sand; it's coarse stone granules. But I liked the color of it and the consistency of it. And I just got this from a Michael's store. I've got some seashells. Some of them came from a craft store. Some of them are ones that I've collected when I went to the beach. I've got some crushed glass for embellishments, but I'm not sure whether I want to do them down here or I want to save them to embellish the top. So I'll think about that. How I'm going to do the sand is, here's how much sand I have in this cup. And I'm going to be using glue to mix with the sand. And I'm just going to eyeball this by the texture of it. But there is a proper measurement. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to do about half and half and see what it looks like. So I'm not going to show you guys the whole process of putting down the sand. I just wanted to show you the beginning here so you can see the consistency and see how I'm getting it all to stick together and smooth it out. I ended up using my hands and just kind of running over it with my fingers over and over again to smooth it out and get it placed where I wanted. It wasn't very hard, and I really liked the way that it looked and felt. So the amount that I mixed up was really only enough for one of my 16 by 20 canvases. So I had to make up another batch of the same amount for the other side. Alright, I'm going to show you guys up close what the sand kind of looks like. So it'll look different once it's dried. It's the first time I've done a textured sand, and I'm really digging it so far. We'll see what it looks like with the waves over it. And remember, this is all I mixed. So I've got some glass pieces here. I'm going to use these to embellish some of the sand. Alright, now, you got it. He's like, can I get a sniper? Can I get a sniper? Just in certain areas, like around these little piles I made. Just a few little embellishments for it. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a close-up of my beach here. So you can see that my sand is dry now. And the first thing that I'm doing is pouring a layer of clear and white right at the shoreline. And then I'm going to use a straw to blow that onto the sand, kind of make it look like some waves are crashing. I didn't add enough clear and white at first, so I added more. And you can see how I had messed up and I got some resin on my sand there. The sand was completely dry, so what I did was I always have a rag with some alcohol on it, and that's how I kind of cleaned the resin off the sand there. And then I also just blew some more waves farther onto the sand to kind of cover some of that up. I used a straw a lot for this instead of my hair dryer just because I don't have a heat gun, and I like the way that blowing makes it look like waves instead of a hair dryer pushing it around. So I would recommend using 2, maybe 3 colors of blue. I used more for this project, and I wish I would have just stuck with 3 blues instead of, I think I used 4. I used 2 mica powders, the dark blue for the top, and then the light blue that you see here at the bottom. And then I used an aqua marine, and then the one I just poured, that is a Baja Blue piñata ink. And I also added some of the piñata alcohol ink to the blue at the top as well. So I just kind of mixed all these colors together. And then after I had all my colors mixed on the canvas, I went back over the whole thing and added clear, and then I added white where I wanted to make more waves. I really like the effect of putting the clear down and then your white for your waves. It gives it more of a depth, and it just makes the waves look more realistic, in my opinion. I don't think there's really a wrong way to do an ocean, because I mean an ocean can be so many colors and look so many ways. But I would definitely always recommend putting down clear before your white for waves. It just makes your waves stand out. So I'm just going to speed through the rest of the process of making this. What I'm doing right now is just putting down all of my resin and mixing my colors together. And then towards the end you'll see how I add my clear, and then I go back in and add my white over the clear spots and use the straw to blow the waves, and you will see the difference, what I mean by adding your waves afterwards. You can definitely see the depth in them. I also go and do the shoreline again at the end just to get those crashing waves back on my seashore. And just make sure that you are watching it when you're done, after you torch it, and you make sure there's no hair or anything in it, because you don't want your crashing waves to pour away from your sand. You know what I mean? If it's not level, you want to make sure that you're keeping the waves on the sand. So make sure when you're doing an ocean pour, you're kind of watching it when you're done, if that's a look that you want to keep. So make sure you guys check out the pictures and the video at the end that I'll have of the completed piece after it's completely dry. And let me know what you think of the piece and of the textured sand. This is my first time ever doing textured sand, so I would love to know what you guys think about it and how it looks, and whether you think it should be completely covered with resin, because I have had a few people ask me that, if I'm going to cover the whole thing in resin. And my initial response is no, I'm not going to, but I would love to know your guys' thoughts. So thank you guys all so much. I don't know if you know, but I am pretty much at 1,000 subs. I'm like 6 away, so that's really awesome. Thank you guys so much. My next video, I'm going to kind of introduce myself and give you guys an updating on all of the paintings that I've been doing, and kind of a sneak peek at some big projects that I have coming up. So if you guys are new here and you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you want to catch more resin art. I'll have some pet portraits and some big paintings and big resin projects coming up soon as well. If you want to see more of my artwork, you can catch me on Facebook or on Instagram. It's just Wandering Art and Wandering Art 816 on Instagram. I try and post a lot of my projects there, especially on Instagram. You'll see a lot of my pet portraits. So let me know what you guys think of all the art. And as always, I will catch you guys later. Have a great day. So I really love the way that the waves are looking on this and the way the sand is looking. And I wish you guys could just see it in real life, because the waves just look so cool that you can't see the depth in a video. I added these little top waves here. That blue is so pretty. That's a mica powder with alcohol ink. And I know the glare is like sucks, but I really wanted to get outside so you guys could kind of see the colors of it. So this is the inside view. Those mica powders are like really sparkly, so it's like real shimmery all throughout it. See, like that. I love that. That's the clear and white. The depth is really cool here. This is just one of those things. I wish you guys could see it in person.